and welcome to TQ Talks, where we talk taxes and tax-free living 365. Here are your hosts, Craig White, Sebastian Singh, and Patrick Augustin.
Woo! Welcome back, guys. Thank you for joining us again.
We are back.
Podcast.
Another podcast.
Exciting. Why are these things so popular? I don't even know. Like, we weren't doing this before, and all of a sudden everybody throws a damn mic. Oh, I just can't curse.
We'll work on that. We'll drop
mic up, and all of a sudden you have to have a podcast.
I don't know, man. I've been hearing a lot of people ask questions, mainly because they're getting ready for the next step, I think, at least in our circles. It's like, hey, we're going to make more money. What's next? Hey, how do we save more money? Because now we're making more and our liabilities are higher. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of home ownership. The more kids,
we see that.
The college funding, whichever way that may be, 529s, IULs, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. So I think more information is necessary, at least for our circle.
Lord knows in social media there's a plethora.
Plethora.
Yeah.
Good word.
Goodness.
Yeah. But what are we covering today? We're covering
the solar
something
thing.
that can help a lot of our
Florida.
house.
That's a question. Everybody, always, at least before, I'm not a big solar guy. Someone can help me to love it.
I'm not too sure why you're not. You use electric yard tools.
I do, don't I? But, except for my lawnmower, it's gas. I want to destroy the planet. But the solar tax credit has been a sore topic for me only because of the lack of information provided by the solar companies. And yeah, if you're in South Florida, we have sun like all the time, even when it rains. It's sun showers, go shut showers. Sure. And it's like, why would you not? FPL doing a good job of fighting it, right? You saw they've done that
for a very long time.
They reversed some stuff the other day. It's like, oh my God. But we want to, in case you guys are not privy to the solar credit, Bassie, could you walk us through what we need to know about it?
What I liked about the solar credit in previous years is that you would get a percentage of the full purchase price back.
Okay, gotcha.
Right? Depending on which year you chose, it went down.
You're right. It was shrinking,
right?
correct.
And it was going to disappear.
Like, it was like 26. It started up something.
I forgot.
And then it was like 30, 26, 24, something like that.
And
I don't remember
it was going to
exactly.
run out next year.
Correct.
So one of my most exciting things once we got to this is the fact that it's up for another 10 years. So you got until 32 to get it.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 22.
It was supposed to be done 23.
23, correct. Yeah. And then they moved it after the Biden administration
pushed it another 10 years, right? There's a big, like you said, a big push for everything to go EV.
Right.
But you get your money back. You get 30% of the full purchase price.
Right.
A lot of the deals that you're working with the solar companies or the solar install companies is that you just exchange how much you're paying. So instead of paying FPL, let's say I'm making all this up, $150 a month on average, because they'll come out, they'll look at your bills, whatever.
Right.
You pay them. You pay the solar company $150 to own your whole setup.
Mm-hmm.
Solar, the battery, whatever. I'm not going to go into selling their product.
Right.
But that's kind of it. So you're paying the same amount. You get to own this solar product, and you're getting 30% of the total cost back.
All right. So you say back.
Okay.
Right? So explain what that means, because see, that's my issue right there, where the solar people come out, assuming it's going to cost $100,000, you get 30% back.
30 grand.
That means you get 30 grand on your taxes, right? And that's boom.
Incorrect.
Right.
So it's slightly misleading.
Slightly. Oh, really?
It's a sales tax. It's a sales tax.
Hey, come on, man.
So whatever you get back, 30%, we're going to make it up. We're going to use that $100,000. 30% of that is 30 grand.
Yeah.
So if your tax liability was, let's say, 10 grand, it would wipe that out.
Right, but what's tax liability?
Right? It's how much you would owe.
How much you would normally pay
you
on
yourself,
taxes,
whatever that means. So you're a W-2 employee. Let's say you have a job. You're single, no dependents. You're going to pay a higher rate than, say,
Understood.
right? So on and so forth. So whatever your tax liability is, it'll offset that or cancel it out. Now, if it's more than what your tax liability is for that year, it'll roll over.
How many? So it'll 5 years, I think.
Right, 5 years. So it'll keep helping you next 5 years.
Got you. But it's not money. So to reiterate what you said, if my tax, if I make $150,000, that
Right.
means I'm responsible. I'm making it up to pay 15,000 in taxes for the year. Let's make it
Okay.
20, make it fun. 20,000 for taxes for the year, and I paid that. I then go.
Hold on,
because
let's back
I
up.
paid it because I have a W-2 and it takes it
Let's
out
back
and back it up.
So your total income, this is our scenario, is you made $150,000 for the year. Your tax liability is $20,000 for the year. Yes,
Right. That's how much they taken out of my check.
right.
for
Regardless
taxes.
for who you are
For
living
taxes.
in the U.S. right now.
Yeah. We're just
And
making.
then through your W-2 job, you've been paying that all year.
Right. So the
Okay.
20 is already gone.
So it's already gone.
Uncle Sam took all that money.
Cool.
Then I do this. I did the solar. They say, here's this paperwork. Take it to your tax people. TQ's awesome. Try them. We say thank you. And we look at it. We say, okay, boom. We do the work. The 5695, I think, is the form number.
Right.
And what happens? So now it's $20K. My 30% was $30,000.
All right. So let's
Do
back
I
up
get
again.
all? Do I get?
You brought in 150 grand, tax liability at 20 grand. You already paid that throughout the year. So now at the end of the year, when we're reconciling, you really have no more tax liability because you paid that 20.
Well,
grand
yeah, I
already.
paid it off already.
Correct.
Right. So the $30,000 tax credit. What happens? Or the solar credit. Excuse me.
You get your 20K back because you already paid for that.
So because I already shelled it out, I get that money. What happens to the difference of the 10,000?
The other 10, that doesn't come back to you that year. That rolls over to the next year. So
I
that'll
got
help
you.
you with your tax liability
I got
for
you.
next
So it's
year.
a non-refundable tax credit, as we call it in our world, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
making
So
sure everybody understands that.
Yeah.
Refundable means that they would give you the 10 on your taxes.
on top of.
Right.
Correct.
But this one
correct.
is like, nah, roll that
It's
thing
not
over.
refundable. And the when you talk to your people, whether that be your family, your friends, your circles, whatever it may be, and they throw out terms like it'll increase your refund, right? It'll throw your refund
See,
up.
that's
It'll
my problem.
It's
It's not it's wrong. No.
not at all. But once you explain it out properly, and
That's the problem.
and
right.
every single, we say this to every single client, I swear to God, every single scenario is different.
It is, right.
We
So
have no idea what the
that's
other
my
person's
beef
filing is.
the problem is that the first point of contact is a salesperson. And that salesperson, 9 out of 10, is
It's
throwing
not
a
a
bunch of
tax
malarkey out. Right.
Right.
So they just spill out some crap. It's wrong, and that's the end of it. And it's frustrating. So yes, it is what it is. Now, if you didn't pay any taxes all year, same scenario: 100,000, 150,000 made for the year, 20,000 into my tax liability where I was supposed to pay in taxes, but I filed except I will create.
I didn't want to shell out any money up ahead.
Yeah, I just don't want to. And now that credit comes in, that credit then would theoretically eat my 20 and I'd be good. And then just roll over the 10.
So in that scenario, you didn't pay all year.
Right.
That tax credit you get back, or the solar tax credit,
So you just
paid
wouldn't know.
off.
It pays your taxes.
You don't owe. You didn't pay for the year, and
pretty
you have
good.
10K in the bank, or
Well,
in their
in their bank.
in their
IRS
right,
is
in the
to roll over for the
IRS's to
next
roll
year.
over for next year.
Okay.
So
All
it's
right.
beneficial either way,
It is.
and saving the earth, man.
Right. So here's my other downside, right? So we pay $100,000 for this system. My issue, and don't get me wrong, I've had enough salespeople try to explain to me the pros of it, and I don't. My financial brain won't make it happen. Craig, it's going to cost $100,000 to do it on your house. Okay, cool. What happens when I want to sell my house? Because now what I did was I exchanged one bill for another, and now what I really did was put a loan against my home for X amount of dollars. So great, the boom happened, right, and the housing market is up. But when I go to sell my house, it's not like my house, if we're in a $1 million neighborhood, I'm making it up, guy, $1 million neighborhood, and my neighbor sells it for $1 million, then nobody's going to come and say, oh, you got solar, I'm going to give you 1.1.
Right.
So why am I? So again, I'm stuck with a big old nugget.
I don't know, man.
Whack.
Pool doesn't increase
Whack.
your house.
Yeah, it does.
Number value, no.
Yeah, it does.
No, it just
Not
makes
much.
it more attractive.
It does.
Just like the solar, man.
Yeah, but
You
nah,
put
man. That's
$100,000
too
worth
much.
of jewelry on
But
top.
I'm still chilling
You're
with
saving
that
the
bill.
earth.
I'm chilling with that
You're
bill.
saving the earth.
No, man. So let me tell you
just
what they
pass it
told
on,
me.
and you know what that goes.
I know
You
they
pass
said
it
that.
on.
They said you can either negotiate it, of course, to try. You're not going to get full
Transfer.
value, but whatever. Or you can transfer it right to the other person, which was cool. Or they would come out, remove it, and put it on your next thing. And it was dirt cheap. Like, it was weird.
Wow.
Yeah, they said it was like I don't think it
That
broke
must be new, because I didn't
$500.
see that option.
Nah,
for them to
I had-
take it off and put it on something.
Yes,
Wow,
I had
that's
like
phenomenal.
two companies come and give a quote. Pat already has it. Ravel
Right.
already has it. So And I'm just at the point where I don't want to sit with that bill. Like to me.
Oh, but come on, that's a great option, man. Like, hey, new buyer, I'll take it with me.
And
no, okay, it's with. So you gotta live somewhere.
So I'm gonna show you where that downside is, right? So
if it doesn't fit the new house.
Yeah, what if I need more because the house got bigger? Like so certain
because we're moving for a reason.
Right.
It's smaller, it's getting bigger. Right.
So for me, I just don't have it. And then the thing is, everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna pay that bill anyway." Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Over a very long time. Pay $250 a month to $100,000. I'm gonna pay this forever. I can slow play this forever.
Oh my God!
Instead of signing up for another $100,000.
FPL, just have my money, dude. Just take it.
So more stuff to think about. When this stuff comes out to you guys, listen to the salespeople.
Yeah.
Like Craig, like Pat. Craig and Pat obviously have different opinions on this.
Yeah.
Make sure you figure out what would work for you, and don't just listen to them. You're not going to get a check for $30,000.
You're not.
I don't care who you are. You're not going to get a check for $30,000.
Yeah, you got to
talk to your tax preparer. Whether that's us.
Again, if you have a big tax bill, theoretically.
If you paid it.
Yeah, then you could, theoretically. But for
it's
the majority of people.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm knocking it, but listen, I'll be honest. The pros outweigh the cons. If you can wrap your head around the fact that you're going to pay a bill you're not going to get rid of an electric bill. So theoretically, if you can reduce that bill,
substantially,
it's usually, like you said, you're usually swapping dollar for dollar,
right.
or you end up reducing it, because a lot of times they'll also
need that service.
They'll say, hey, why don't you take the money that you got and then apply it to the balance, and that will reduce your bill. And at the time, I don't know what it is now, but this is pre-inflation going wild, their interest rates were dumb cheap, 0.8, 1%. 1 point. It was so small that it was like, wow.
A lot of them, though, were also bumping that up after 18 months.
Yeah, see, the ones I had, I didn't have.
Right,
it
exactly.
was, I'm looking for that.
Again, back to what we were saying. Look at your terms. Look at what works for you, because me and Craig already had two different quotes from the same people. So make sure you check with your tax preparer, whether that be us or whoever.
Us.
Make sure you know what's
shameless plug.
And you know what's to come, right?
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna have a kid? Are you getting married? Are you buying another house? Are you keeping this house?
Yeah, there's a lot. It's
there
a
are
lot
of
to think about. And again, also the biggest thing for me is research what FPL. We're in South Florida, so we're saying research what FPL is doing in that market, because they really are not happy storing power and giving you a $0 or $9, bill every month. That's not cool.
That's not how their business was set up to begin with.
So,
and they don't want to move to that, right? Like their business is to sell.
And the people in power currently are definitely working with them to do that. So, but anyway, move on. So, thank you for that.
At the end of it, I will say I'm extremely excited about the opportunity to continue exploring.
I got 10 more years to think about it, so I'm good.
Power options.
I would have paid off
10
years of the bill already.
Exactly.
I would only have 20 more years,
do it,
30 more years.
You're not going nowhere, Liam's.
Nah, I'm good. This government keeps going. Anyway, we hope you guys got a lot of information from it. We really appreciate you listening as always. Tune in for more. We got another one.
We have them coming. Any questions, any comments, please let us know. Any topics you want us to cover.
Yeah, definitely.
Hit us on social media.
Yeah, please continue to send those over. We have a laundry list of stuff, but
to get through.
We'll get there.
But we'll get there. We want to answer all your questions.
All right, good talking to you guys. Have a good one.
Thank you for listening to TQ Talks. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and recommend on iTunes, SoundCloud, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information at TQFinancials.com.